Hey YouTube, Mark with Ultimate RC, back on the channel after a noticeable absence. My P-40 Warhawk 1.4 meter 1400 millimeter from FMS. I had an off-camera incident with this plane where basically the prop shredded in mid-air, and I wound up having to do an emergency grass landing. Was able to do that just fine. Of course, wasn't recording at the time. It would have been an exciting video had I been doing that, but took a while ordering the prop, and then of course it took a while once it finally got here getting the prop installed. Now I have it installed. Also gonna did a slight adjustment on AS3X. I kicked it up a little bit on the elevator access, so we'll see if that makes a difference here. No part timer today. Winds are out of the south-southwest, lightening down considerably compared to the Mustang flight earlier. I flew the E-flite 1.2. Let's put this up. Here we go. All right.
Timer start.
I forgot how nice of a plane this is on takeoff. Oh, that was very uneventful. Not like a Mustang.
Time remaining. AS3X mode.
Go up with it.
Timer stop.
I still haven't completely dialed this plane in yet,
Timer start.
but this may be some of the calmer conditions that I've flown it in a while, so
Timer stop.
well, that elevator access is still a little sensitive for my liking.
Timer start.
Just a hair of wing woggle on the roll. I may tamp that down just a bit.
Safe mode. Timer
I want
start.
to put it in the safe mode once, see how it's doing there. Looks like it's wanting to climb a little bit. Get some throttle in. Bring it down. Another reason I wanted to get this on the channel is FMS, of course, has been running some pretty nice sales since prior to Black Friday. They now have a New Year's sale, and this is actually part of it. It's back in stock. This is a popular plane for good reason. There's part of the reason I've got climbing, because here I am running with my flaps up again. So at any rate, it's back in stock, and they actually have 30 bucks off on it, which I think is probably one of the better prices. They don't discount this plane much,
Timer stop.
because it always seems to sell out.
Timer start.
My biggest complaint with it, honestly, is the LED lights are strictly for show.
Safe mode.
You know, it's approaching sundown, if not potentially past, and there's the first glimpse I had of the green LED. I think I may have seen it once before. That's probably not going to show up on camera, and so they're barely functional. It would be nice if FMS would, if they do an upgrade on this, you'd hopefully see them on that flyby there. They make them a little bit brighter, and the way they got them situated, they point up and down in the wings. They don't point out, so that makes it even more difficult to see it. But other than that, really like how this plane flies. We saw the takeoff. Well, it was pretty uneventful. We had very little wind, so the wind was not aiding me there. As far as P factor, earlier it was coming southwest, so I was getting some help, of course, in that regard. We'll do some touch and goes here. But as I was saying, it is part of the New Year's sale with FMS. They do have a lot of planes still on sale. I am affiliated with them, so if you use our links, it'll take you to the FMS website. And anything that you purchase, we get an ever so small kickback.
Timer stop.
A wonderful tree at the end of the runway there. It would really be nice if that disappeared someday. My favorite tree, as I like to call it. So yeah, anything if you use the links, it'll take you to the website to make a purchase. It does help support the channel. We really do appreciate that. We've never had any planes sent to us by FMS or anybody else for that matter, or anything that I put on the channel. So if we ever do, I will let you know that. So those links are the only way we can help support the channel. I do appreciate that.
Timer stop.
Starting to get a little dark. That camo starting to blend in a little bit. Like and subscribe, YouTube. Hit the bell if you're not subscribed already. Trying to reach 500 subscribers. We're close. That 500 subscribers opens the first thing I can do on YouTube, which is a merchant store, which I'm seriously considering. So I may have shirts and hats and things like that on the channel in the future. Full throttle in there to smooth it out. We'll do one last touch and go here. Got about a minute left on the timer. There's a 3400 SMC pack 4-cell 80C, plenty of power for this plane. Fits nice in the battery compartment. I did bring another 4-cell 3200 smart pack. I'll need to use a connector or adapter because this has an EC5. FMS, if you ever release new versions of your 1400 series, please go to EC3.
Timer stop.
I think everybody would appreciate that.
Timer start.
That's my only other complaint about
Timer stop.
this plane and the rest of the 1400s from the Warbird series. There we go. All right, we'll take that, especially since I've not flown this plane in a while. So, thanks for watching, YouTube. Like and subscribe, hit the bell again. Check out the FMS sale. They've really had some good prices since Black Friday. Now, they don't have some of the really deep discounts like they did on the Corsair at 70. It's 50. But like I say, this plane is 30, which you don't see it on sale much. So if you're interested in this plane, it's in stock. I'd take the opportunity to not only get your hands on it, but get a slightly reduced price. Thanks for watching. Again, the FMS P-40 Warhawk. Pretty sharp plane. Hopefully get another day flight here. Is really starting to the light's starting to wane and that plane's starting to blend in, but there's a good view of the LED lights finally. Thanks for watching, YouTube. Mark with Ultimate RC. Hey YouTube, just wanted to show you what I have to do just to get. So I got a, that's a 3200 smart 50C 4-cell, 4S I should say, yeah, 4-cell. Got quite the plug here to get that to go to the EC5. We'll see if this even works. Alright, that'll work. Put that a little farther back there so it snaps. Get it in. Alright. Lights quickly waning. Let's reset the timer.
Timer reset.
5:30 on the timer. I may go a little less than that. The 3400 I fly at that 5:30 mark. I think it does pretty well. I could probably go a little bit more, but I've not flown this plane a lot in a while because of that prop incident. I practiced a lot of landings on the grass with this plane initially. Had some nose overs, and I think that may have induced some small cracks. I don't know whether it had been the base of the propeller or one of the propellers, and then something failed midair and shredded everything. So thankfully, aside needing a new spinner and prop and plate and such, the plane was no worse for the wear. Was able to do a grass landing, emergency landing under no power, of course. Unrecorded, of course. So, all right, let's put this up before I run out of light here. We'll see how long I stay up. All right.
Timer stop. Timer start.
Gradual application of power. This plane just does so well on the P factor front for a Warbird. Not much rudder input needed at all. So I think if you're actually looking to maybe have your first larger Warbird, you know, maybe if you've been flying 1.1s or 1.2s like I did. My first large Warbird was the 1.5 E-Flight Mustang. Great flying plane. She is a handful on the runway. And wouldn't necessarily recommend that for your first large Warbird. This one, on the other hand, you saw that takeoff. I literally have absolutely almost no wind. There is maybe 1 mile per hour, maybe 2 from the south. And there is very little. In fact, I overcorrected on the rudder on that takeoff. Pretty smooth flying plane. Of course, the only thing about this plane is it's not, unlike the E-Flight Mustang, is it doesn't come as a bind and fly. You got to be comfortable with setting up your own receiver and that sort of thing. But if you are, I think this is a pretty good plane to do that. We'll see how long I stay up here. It's starting to get dark. She cruises pretty good too. Not as fast as the 1.5 Mustang from E-Flight, but of course that's a 6S bird. This is a 4S bird, but I think I've had this up into the high 80s. Looking at Sky ID. Certainly plenty of power to get it done. Flies good. All right, let's practice a couple more touch and goes here while I still got some light, and then we'll bring it in. Again, on sale as part of the FMS New Year's Sale, 30 bucks off. It's about the cheapest you're gonna find this plane because it is a very popular plane. It regularly goes out of stock. I think it's been out of stock for around Black Friday for almost like a month, and then it came in late. But they didn't have any sort of sale price on it. I think maybe 10 bucks off. So now it's at 30. So I've been thinking about this plane. It'd be a good time to grab it. Ooh, almost came in a little heavy on the angle there. Got it up before we had to worry about the curb, and you can't see them probably down there, but there's now driveway markers marking all those curbs, so I got to watch out for those too. The joys of flying somewhere other than a club. Nearest club with a hard surface is at least an hour away. I've had people ask me why I fly here, because this is where I can fly. Not everybody, I don't know about where you live, but in Wisconsin, RC clubs don't grow on trees. The few that are close by, about a half an hour away, there's one that's 20 minutes away, but it's literally next to the interstate. We're gonna punch out of that. And it's closer than the bypass, which is Highway 16, is to us, and it's a grass strip. So I feel like I'm, especially in a scenario like this where there's absolutely nobody else here, that it's a pretty safe place to fly. There's a fair amount of real estate here for this size of bird. Wouldn't get much bigger than this here. But we just don't have a lot of clubs here in Wisconsin. And if I had to land on grass, this would probably be one of the few planes I could still fly. I do some grass landings with it here, but this field is far from manicured. It's cut, and that's about it. It's pretty lumpy. I suspect that's why the prop blew up on this from the several nose overs that I had learning how to fly this plane or land this plane, not realizing how nice of a plane it was actually going to be to land on the pavement. 44 seconds. Let's try one more go around here.
Timer start. Timer stop. Timer start. Timer stop. Timer start. Gear up.
Really like the gear on this too, because it's got the tail wheel is also retractable. It's the only one in the 1400 series that has that, so when it's flying, it's got a really clean look to it. I really like that. Kind of wish the Corsair was that way. I really like how that plane flies to the 1400 Corsair that I featured on the channel a lot lately. Now we're going to bring this to a stop, and we're going to kick in some landing flaps this time because of the lack of wind. We'll put a little more throttle in, get her to the end of the runway, control the descents, a little less throttle, a little more throttle. There we go. All right, pretty happy with the landings today. The flight today, I did move AS3X up to 55 on the elevator access from 45. I think that has helped with the sensitivity. I might even go a little bit higher than that. I've not seen a lot of people that have posted their settings on their AS3X settings on this plane, so I'm still fidgeting with that. I may turn down the roll rate yet. Not really sure what I'm going to do with the yaw. I think I have that at like 65. But again, thanks for watching, YouTube. Like and subscribe, hit the bell. Appreciate the support. Nice plane to have in your stable. Again, affiliated with FMS, never had anything sent to me. But we do appreciate it when you use those links. Like and subscribe, hit the bell. Thanks for watching. Happy holidays and Happy New Year, YouTube. Mark with Ultimate RC. Stop recording.